Hello, everyone. I know, new hairdo. I love to keep it interesting. Um, Today I wanted to talk about Michael again. Um, Michael opinions and Michael by Michael Jackson. I mean, I will not only be making Michael opinionated videos. This is just one of the most things that I think about often. Um, I wanted to talk about the infinite. I cannot say this word. It will be in the title, so you know what I'm trying to say. Um, Certain parts of the MJ fandom that really bother me. Uh, we all have our frustrations with every community, and these are one of them. I get so annoyed when a certain chunk of the fandom infantilize him. I hope I'm saying that word right. I just hate when, or it annoys me when they infantilize him. This might be a controversial opinion. I don't know. And not that my opinion matters. Don't take it to heart if you can help it. I know, depending on what people say, it could be hard to just let it brush off your shoulders, but that's just how I feel. Like, it genuinely frustrates me when they're like, there's a certain section of the community when they're like, oh, Michael is so fine. He's so sexy. He's just everything. Like, he's just, oh my God, I'm having 30 thoughts, wild, wild thoughts. And then there's a second chunk of the community when they're like, stop, Michael's a little bean. He's so adorable. Like, he's such a baby. He's a little baby. Um, don't sexualize him. That like gets under my skin, and I'm not talking about like it ruins my whole day type of thing. Meaning, I mean, like, in that moment it just gets on my nerves. It's like, why are we doing that? Why are we doing that? I get it, Michael was this sweet sweet dude, and which he was, don't get me wrong, he was a cutie, he was adorable, he was he was a child at heart. But don't think for one second that Michael didn't have any grown man thoughts either. Like, that shit just pisses me off. Like, as passionate as he was, as sensual as his art was, and his dance moves were, don't think for one second that that man didn't also have temptations and he didn't also have hot, inappropriate thoughts either for other women, you know? And that just really annoys me. I don't know why. I don't know why. It's not really that serious. It's not important or anything. But that's just what I think about sometimes when I'm scrolling through the comments like it's a normal day, and then I see that shit. Michael's dancing, grabbing his shit like he usually does. You might as well throw uh dollar signs at him, right? Because that's how he be dancing sometimes. And then there's people like, don't sexualize him. Like, he's such a big. Please stop doing that. He was a grown ass man. Can we please stop doing that? And Michael, he fucking knew what kind of effect he had on the ladies and men. He knew what kind of effect he had on everybody. So please stop doing that. Michael knew he was sexualized. There are interview sections that I have read that where he said the thought of someone thinking of him like that makes him uncomfortable. if I remember correctly, I think the interview was with Rabbi Shmuley or something like that. If I remember correctly, someone could please correct that. But I think I remember reading something like that years ago. And although I agree with that, that can be true. It's always going to be uncomfortable to think that a stranger is sexualizing you or wants to screw you. That's always going to be uncomfortable. But a part of Michael's mind knew, kind of a part of Michael's mind obviously enjoyed how girls would react over him and how they would fantasize over him. Michael was well aware, and I feel like half of Michael's mind enjoyed that. Because it was a part of what he wanted, which was to be loved. And that's just what really gets on my nerves. It might be a short video, but I just really wanted to spill that for some reason onto my channel for no fucking reason, without anybody asking me. But yeah, like that just annoys the fuck out of me. He's grown. And another thing, like that's what I was also saying. Like, there's this picture of his hand. I found it on Pinterest. It was a picture of his hand signing autographs. Maybe it was real, maybe it wasn't, but it looked very, very similar. It looked just like his hand. If you look at his hands, um, and look at that, find that picture. That's clearly an MJ picture, because if you look at the captions in the comments, it really does look like his hand. And I think I'm fucking weird. I love hands for some reason. Hands drive me crazy. If somebody has a good looking hand, it's like you have beautiful hands. Like that doesn't that you probably don't know, but he has beautiful looking hands. Okay. And I'm not the only one that thinks that, because other people in the comment section were thirsting over this man's hands. And it was like, people were saying things like, "Oh my God, I would love him to touch me all over," and "Oh my God, he has beautiful hands, gorgeous," just all sorts of shit. And then here's some people, "He's dead. Have some respect." I'm like, and this is how you think about that situation. If you agree with something like that, please, 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 by all means, like, I respect that opinion, and I understand where people are coming from when they say shit like that to people who thirst over them. But what the fuck is wrong with thirsting over somebody's hands? Like, what the fuck? Why does it matter if he's dead? Why do we care? Why does that stop us? Why does someone being dead stop us from having thoughts about someone that looks fucking attractive? Why? Why? Okay, he's dead. So if I think about some hot shit like a normal person because I like this person and that person looks attractive, this is a public figure. A lot of us do it. All of us do it. We see somebody, "Oh, he's fine," or "I was smashed." Like, that's something that we all do. Can we please stop? What are we doing? That's weird now. If it is weird to you, then whatever the fuck. But it's not. Like, what is going on? And just because he's passed away, so people can thirst over Tupac, people could thirst over anybody else, Elvis. Okay, people could thirst over everybody, over lots of people that have passed. But for some reason, Michael's off limits. What the fuck? And maybe they're off limits too, but nobody thinks about that. Like, um, and I know it might be uncomfortable for some people because they view Michael a certain way. They view him as like this super duper innocent little babe. Please stop. Please stop doing that. Like, yes, a part of him was like that. A part of him was like that. But there was, I'm going to say it again. This nigga was grown and he knew that. If you don't think for 1 second, out of all the fine women that he's been around, you don't think for 1 second that Michael wasn't plotting in the most sexiest or inappropriate way possible. If you don't think that, out of all the most beautiful, attractive people that was around him, you don't think for 1 second that Michael's mind didn't go there. Please shut up. Please shut up. If you think for 1 second that his mind didn't go there like a normal human being, please shut the fuck up. Please stop. And just because somebody dies, that doesn't mean the party got stopped, bro. Like, why do we have to stop making comments about somebody? I mean, to be fair, there are some comments that are like, you can chill out a little bit, we don't have to know all that. But if they say it, they say it. You can either agree with it or disagree with it, right? And there's people that disagree. But I'm just speaking on the disagreement. Okay, he's passed away. So what do we got to do? Stop commenting on him with attraction? We got to stop doing that now because he's gone? What the fuck does that have to do with him being dead? What does that have to do with him being passed away? That annoys me. Stop infantilizing him. Again, I might be butching the fuck out of that word, but please stop doing that to him. That is just, again, this is about humanizing him. Part of him being a human was being a grown ass man. Again, like he was attracted to people. He also had tempting, hot thoughts about people. He had all that, just like the next person. Um, why? How do you know that? That's a dumb question. I mean, like, sometimes there's no such things as dumb questions, depending on what you're asking. Um, but that's a stupid question, genuinely. I've asked a lot of stupid questions in my day and will still probably continue to ask stupid questions. Yeah, but, you know, how do we know? There's stories out there of women that knew him and male friends that knew him. So that just goes without question. It's human nature. No pun intended. That's just human nature. That's just the way it is. That's how people think about each other. You feel me? Just don't be creepy about it. But this is a public figure. People are going to express how sexy he is, what they might want to do to him. You feel me? Ooh, he can get it. Smash. I want him to touch all over me. I Some of it could be excessive, but that, like, why do we have to stop saying shit like that because he's gone? What does that have to do with anything? That's not disrespectful at all. That is not disrespectful. Michael would probably be somewhere giggling at that or blushing or some shit or like, damn, you doing too much. But he wouldn't feel disrespected. What does that have to do with disrespecting him? If anything, that's loving him, that's supporting him, that's what? I don't get it. I don't get it. So yeah, that's just how I feel. That was another topic I wanted to talk about, and hope you guys have a great day.